guys, welcome back to my channel S Chemistry. My name is Sonal and today's video we are going to discuss how to deliver an online demo lecture using a presentation. So let's get started. So I recently started working as a high school teacher and I got this new job majorly through my demo sessions. These were online demo lectures which I had to take for the students, and I did it using a presentation. So in this video I'm going to share a few things, tips and tricks, or a few things that I did in order to get this job, or how did I actually work on making my presentation for the demo lectures. Starting with number one is obviously the choice of topic. So if you guys are teaching maths or physics or chemistry or any other subject, the first thing before doing a demo or before preparing the slides for a demo is obviously the topic selection. So there can be two ways to this. First is you can choose it willingly, like with respect to your preference, or sometimes it might be given by the school or by the college or by the panel members, by the director or principal, whosoever is having the authority. So in that case, you will have to obviously work on the topic which is given to you by the respective authorities. So in my case, I was asked to deliver a demo lecture on block chemistry, starting with S block elements. So I had to prepare my presentation for group 1 and group 2, that is the S block chemistry. So this was in my experience. So first I would suggest, in case you guys you have the option of picking a topic, then always go for a topic which is your strength, wherein you are better than the best, because you cannot really have any errors in your demo lecture. So you have to be very good with your content, and in order to be good with your content, it is important that you have the best of knowledge of that particular subject. So if I had the preference of picking a topic at the high school level, I would have definitely gone for coordination chemistry, or maybe even structure of atom, but I didn't have, so I had to go along with block chemistry. But that too worked really fine for me because I followed a few steps in making the presentations. That's what we're going to talk about next. Step number 2, or the second thing to keep in mind, is the preparation of your presentation or the slides. So this we are going to break down further. The first thing is the first slide. Obviously your first slide has to be really catchy. So your first slide can include the topic or the name of the chapter that you're going to teach, and a few images maybe which are associated to that topic, and obviously your details. That is, the first slide of the presentation can have the name of the chapter, followed by a few images here and there. You can arrange them how you want, but do not make it really clumsy, or do not put in a lot of information right on the first slide. And most important thing to keep in mind is your designation, like your name, what are your qualifications you can put, or if you have a designation, then that as well you guys can add it over there, because whoever is looking at your presentation, they should be aware that this work is made by you and it belongs to you. The second must-have slide is basically you can give an outline with respect to the things that you're planning to teach ahead. So if we are dealing with students, right, it is always handy that the students are aware with respect to what we are going to teach them in a particular class, or what are they looking forward to in a particular class. So I would recommend having a structured outline of that lecture as the second slide, as in you can tell the students what topics will be covered in the following class or in that particular presentation. So your first slide would be the introduction, like the name of the chapter, your details, and the second slide can be an outline of the topics or subtopics which you intend to teach for that particular session. So the third thing which I personally follow, and this is usually the third slide of my presentation whenever I start a new topic or a new chapter, and that is I try to introduce the current applications of that topic to my students. And This is because many a times, students tend to think is, why are we studying this topic, or what is the relevance of this topic as of now, like as of now, what are the current applications of this topic. So it's very interesting and it's a fun activity. Before starting with the core syllabus, I just give a rough idea to the students with respect to why are we studying this topic. Like, I started my presentation with block chemistry. I said S block, and I was doing group 1 initially. So different uses of the group 1 metals, like why do we require them, what are the current uses, or where can the applications move further, and a few interactive questions with the students, as well as in what do they know about group 1 elements as of now. So that is my third slide usually, wherein I introduce my students to the current applications of whichever topic I'm going to deal with them. The fourth and the most crucial thing to remember while making a presentation, no matter if it is a demo presentation or your regular presentation, is trying to have minimum content on your slides. Absolutely. Because you don't want the students to be so involved in reading the presentation or in reading the details which are there on the slides that they tend to forget the teacher exists in that class, or they stop listening to the teacher and they're continuously reading the data which is there on the slides. So what I personally prefer is just having points on the slides, that is whatever information I plan to teach, having it on points or in point form onto the presentation, and whatever explanation I'm going to give, I make separate notes of it on a book. So when I'm explaining, I read out the point to the students, and whatever I have to explain to them, that I have additional extra notes in a book which I use during the presentation. So best is to minimize the content or the number of words, the number of sentences onto the slides, so that students pay more attention to what the teacher is saying. The fifth thing to keep in mind, and this is something that I learned during my masters or during my university days, is having whatever images are being used in a presentation, right? Whatever images which are being downloaded and used, it is always it is always recommended to have a reference of those images. So from wherever that image has been downloaded, I usually put the link to get to that image, like the reference link of that image. So there are two ways of going about, like how can you go about this. One is you can put all the links at the end of the slide, or wherever the image is, you can just attach the link at that point itself, like next to the image. So that is what I usually do whenever I have like a large number of images. So I try to get the reference link, put it there itself. But in case you have like lesser number of images, you can always do it at the end of your presentation, like the references which you have referred, like whatever books you have referred to make the presentation, or whatever websites you have referred to make the presentation. It is always recommended to put up or mention the references with respect to the information that you have on your presentation. The sixth thing that again I follow is, after a set number of slides, I try to include quizzes in the presentation, so that it becomes a fun activity for the students to participate. But along with that, I also know the progress that my students have made. So usually, like after finishing 7 to 8 or maximum 10 slides, I try to involve or include some questions. I put it like a class quiz or some MCQ questions, a short answer questions, wherein I would get interactive responses, or I would have the opportunity to interact with the students and also assess like how much they have understood throughout the lecture. So class quizzes are something which I absolutely love, and I always include them in my presentations. So that was with respect to making your slides or making the presentation. All of those points would come under preparation of the presentation. The third thing to keep in mind is, once your presentation is ready, so we are done with the choice of topic, like the topic selection, we're done with the presentation preparation. The third thing is, while you're practicing for the demo delivery, always try to practice the content at like a constant speed. Like try to maintain a proper speed, not too slow, not too fast, somewhere in between, wherein you are comfortable with it and you also know that the students are also comfortable with your speed. So at the receiving end also there shouldn't be any trouble, like the students shouldn't really find the teacher too slow and too fast. Both of them are not good. So when you're practicing, obviously you'll have the content on the slide, you will have your additional notes and everything, but while you're practicing, I always usually try to maintain a constant speed so that the same can happen even when I'm actually giving the online lecture or I'm delivering the presentation online. So yeah, that's it for this video. These were the few things that I kept in mind, I focused on before preparing my presentation for the demo delivery, and absolutely everything worked well. But as I always say, it depends on the amount of knowledge you have of a topic and the amount of hard work that a person usually puts in preparing their presentations, in preparing their demo lectures, and then while delivering them. So I hope this video helps you guys, in case you guys are looking forward to a demo session delivery online or through a presentation. And yeah, that's it for now. I will see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and take care. Bye bye.